What I really like about this book is it has been written by someone who spent time with horses. So there's a realism to it. And as someone who loves horses, I think that's excellent. Hello all, it's Ruthie with Look What I Got at the Library, where I go to the library and find something absolutely wonderful. Hello all, I adore horses, and when I was a little girl I was particularly mad about them, and I was absolutely thrilled when I was in the library to get this marvellous book called Hello Horse, written by Vivian French and illustrated by Catherine Rayner. And what I particularly like about this book is it's a lovely story about a little girl who goes and meets her friend who happens to be a horse. But if you look in the book, you have the main text, the story, but then you also have these tiny little pieces of information. Things like horses' hooves are like our fingernails. They keep on growing and need regular trimming. And most pages have a little piece of information on horsemanship. Riders use the reins to tell the horse which way to go. This was my particular favourite. It's important to always wear a hat, or actually a crash helmet, in case you fall off. So I'm a big fan of crash helmets, so I deeply approved of that. This book would be absolutely perfect for, any child that's horse mad and wants to read about horses, but also wants an introduction to actually taking care of a horse. I think this is a really excellent book. The other thing I would like to say is that the art is an unusually high standard for a children's picture book, and I am of the opinion that picture books in many ways are a child's first introduction to art. So I think it's very good that the picture books you put in front of children are as artistically excellent as is possible, and the art is really excellent. I mean, look at the drawing, look at the perspective, look at the colours, look at the layout. This is just a very, very special book that I think any child who loves horses would be delighted to get. So I highly recommend Hello Horse, written by Vivian French, illustrated by Catherine Rayner. Not just a lovely story, a really good introduction to taking care of horses in general. What I really like about this book is it has been written by someone who spent time with horses. So there's a realism to it, and as someone who loves horses, I think that's excellent. So as you read the book, you're getting these little pieces of information, like it's important to always wear a hat in case you fall off. I would say crash helmet. But you also get a sense from the story about what it's like to get on a horse for the first time. And I think that altogether, the combination of storytelling, art, and knowledge of horses is a really beautiful thing. And it's certainly the sort of book that I think that even though I found it at the library, if I had children, I'd probably actually go and buy this one, because I just really think it's excellent, and it really does it for me on a lot of levels. And hello, it's full of horses, so really, what could be nicer than that? It's Hello Horse, written by Vivian French, illustrated by Catherine Rayner, and published by Walker Books. Remember, when you go to the library, you're not just looking for something to read, you're looking for treasure. So get out there and dig. That has been Ruthie with what I found at the library. And I found Hello Horse, written by Vivian French, illustrated by Catherine Rayner. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.